It might not be the flashiest or sexiest bike in Honda's lineup. However, the 2025 NC750X DCT might arguably be the most practical. Between the 23-litre lockable frunk, a manageable 802mm seat height to accommodate shorter riders, very low fuel consumption giving big range from its 14.1-litre tank, and new twin discs up front for safer, more confidence-inspiring stopping power, this machine is built to do the day-to-day stuff that most riders do. Nipping out to your mates, popping to the shops, filling your frunk up with all the groceries under the sun. You know, I think there's a deserved place in the market for this bike. So if you want to find out more about the NC750X DCT, then definitely stick around. Powering the NC750X is Honda's 745cc parallel twin, making around 58 horsepower and 69 Nm of torque. It's tuned for strong mid-range pull rather than chasing high revs. It's paired with Honda's dual clutch transmission, or DCT, which gives you options. Ride it in drive mode where the bike shifts for you, switch to full manual and use the plus and minus buttons on the switchgear to change gear, or stay in drive but still override with the paddles. The bike will then smoothly revert back to automatic control. Suspension comes from non-adjustable 41mm Showa forks up front and a preload adjustable Pro-Link shock at the rear, with 120mm of travel at both ends. Braking is handled by new dual 310mm discs at the front with ABS and a single 240mm disc at the rear. Weight is around 226 kilos for the DCT model, or just under 220 for the manual. In the UK, prices start at £7,599 for the manual version and £8,399 for the DCT model. Up front you get a clear TFT dash with selectable riding modes where you can customise how the power, engine braking, traction control and the DCT shifting behaviour all work together. It makes it easy to tailor the bike to relaxed commuting, sporty riding or somewhere in between. The bike I'm on here also has the optional comfort pack. At £915 it brings an adjustable windscreen, comfort seats for both rider and pillion, heated grips and foot deflectors, although all those upgrades can be purchased separately if you prefer. Right, I think it's time we get riding. Right guys and girls, I am on Honda's NC750X DCT and I've ridden the NC750 DCT but only in Gran Canaria on the tightest and twistiest of roads, and while it was an amazing workhorse around there, I just wanted to throw my leg over it in the UK and try and understand why this bike is so majorly popular. So as mentioned in the intro for 2025, we've got twin discs. Yay! That is never a bad thing, is it? So we're riding the DCT today, which is £800-ish more than a non-DCT version. You are paying for that technology and for that convenience. So as you can see, we do not have a clutch, but we do have flappy paddles. So we can override the DCT if we choose to. So here at the bottom under the indicators we have a minus for dropping down. I'm going to do that now to drop into second. And then around the back where the passing light usually is, you have the plus button to go up. I don't remember these roads being so narrow, you know. This has woke me up. So it's just troopering on up the hill in third, it's just changed to fourth. We are riding it in road mode, so because of that it is kind of rushing up the box more so than in sport, where it really does try and cling onto the gears a bit longer. So we're in road mode, and because we're just tickling it, it's showing eco mode because we're going that slow. So there is no denying that the NC750 is one of Honda's best sellers, and I'm going to try and
you know, let you know why I think that is the case. And just off this short little ride that I've done so far, I can very much see it's such a chill, easy-going motorcycle. So we've got that 58 horsepower, so it's not masses of horsepower. It's not going to pull your arms out of the sockets when you accelerate. Having said that, that's probably more to do with the torque, which is 69 newton meters. You know, it's kind of just a nice amount for a bike that you just want to commute on, or bimble around on, or tour on. I mean, let's be real, people tour on like 20 brake horsepower bikes. People tour on scooters with even less than that, so, you know, it's not really a power thing, I guess, but more of like a comfort thing, because you're upright, you're large and in charge, the cockpit's nice, you've got a nice 5-inch TFT with road sync connectivity from Honda. The cockpit looks great, you can move the screen up, I think 4 settings. You can certainly make it a fair bit taller or lower than, you know, its starting point. This road is particularly bumpy. Now, we do just have non-adjustable suspension at the front, as mentioned, and we do have adjustability for preload at the rear, but oh wow, it's kind of bumpy. Let's try dropping down a gear. The brakes are good, we've got twin discs now. So I'm just using my little flappy paddles. Oh, it's bloody windy today though, it's bloody windy. What a view. Swing it round. Handles nicely. I'm trying to see what mode it's in. We've just put it in sport mode, so hopefully it should hold on to the gears a bit better without my manual input. So narrow. I really did forget how narrow these roads are. It's mental. So why do I think this bike is one of Honda's proper strong sellers? Honestly, I think it's because of its general workhorse nature. So it's very comfortable, super comfy, the riding position is nice and upright, you know, it's not taxing on your back or your wrists or anything like that. It is just as a nice, like, commuter toury bike should be, with a nice big old screen, and yeah, it's alright. Super comfy. Then you've got the frunk. It's so frunky. You've got 23 litres where the tank should be, and Honda at the moment have put in there a nice little genuine accessory, genuine article. But yeah, if you really want to make the most of being able to fit a helmet in the frunk, then you can't have the bag. So we're navigating quite a tight junction here, letting the DCT do its thing. We've got a car coming up, so we'll slow right down. It's dropped into first gear. Round it goes, foot on the back brake, and just keep it nice and tight. There we go. Another thing as well, apparently Edgeworth is awesome. No wonder with a spread eagle nearby. Oh, another claim by Honda, which I can't tell you because I haven't ridden this enough to have gone through a full tank. But it's got a 14.1 litre tank and they claim 200 miles. So super, super frugal. And I can understand it with DCT, because if you have it in like road mode and you're riding kind of economically and it says eco, I can imagine you can get some mad miles out of this bike. It's also a really cute way to pop the fuel tank. You got to pop the seat to access the fuel tank. Okay, so you might have seen then that in sport mode it dropped me into second on the bend. Not foolproof, is it? But because I have got the flappy paddles, I could have anticipated that tight bend and set myself up, because that's what I found myself doing in Gran Canaria. When I was faced with a particularly steep and tight hairpin, I would go real slow, drop it into first, and then make my way up the hairpin, not kind of enter it in, you know, maybe second, and then it wants to drop me down, like, because I'm going really slow up the hairpin, like into first on the bend, or, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just nice to have that element of control, and that's kind of why I like a clutch. But don't get me wrong, I think if you are a commuter and you want somewhere to store your butties for your working day, something with a big tank like this, dead comfy, nice big screen to protect you from the elements, makes sense. It does make sense. Hopefully we're going to hit a national soon where we can try and press on a little bit and just see how it fares. I've got a feeling the biggest thing about this that will probably let it down over this faster country road, which is extremely bumpy, is going to be its suspension, because I had a little taste of it then up to Turton Tower, and it's very not unforgiving, that's the word, isn't it? Unforgiving. So as we go into this national, I will manually drop it into second, just so we've got a bit of oomph, got a bit of something going on, you know. Oh, that affirmative clunk of the new helmet, love that. Right, so we dropped it into second. Whoa, yeah, power! And it dropped it back into second under braking for that bend, that's good. So it is like a giant scooter at this point, rev and go, so we'll see, you know, as and when the bike decides to drop or go up a gear. As long as we get it to the speed limit. Wow, that is bumpy. Woohoo! Oh yes. So let's put it to fourth gear, on the brakes a little bit, get them twin discs working. Sheep in the road, hello. Not often see sheep here. I'm going to stop right here because this guy doesn't seem very bright. Got to look out for the welfare of the little sheeparoo. Are we having a stare off? I just saved your life, buddy. Don't be looking at me like that. Good lord. Kids these days, so ungrateful. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if those cars had seen the sheep. I didn't want to commit to my lane and then have a disaster strike. I knew there was nothing behind me for miles, so I just stopped. Do you know what? I don't feel though like you buy an NC750 to put hot laps in. At least it's showing that you can have fun if you do want to do a hot lap within the speed limits. But I don't really think that defines the essence of this bike. This bike's about frugalness, it's about economy, it's about getting you to work in comfort. Oh, that sounded good, sheesh. Oh, yeah, it handles alright, it's got a nice little, you know, wah, you hear it? Wah. Oh, we've got a race Ocado van. Yeah, listen to it. Wow, and it's high up in the revs. It's got a proper throaty induction sound, hasn't it? But yeah, I really do think that the whole purpose of this bike is to be a trusty companion for the daily rider. You want to nip out to the shops, you want to get some snacks, little snacky snacks, you forgot your rucksack, no stress, the frunk's got you. You could fit a whole spag bol in that. You know, you've got half a tank of fuel. If you're on something really powerful and scary, you'd probably be thinking, I'm going to drink that by the time I've done 2 streets. Not with this. No, she's not thirsty. She's a chronic dehydrator, like me. Never drink water, it's so bad. Wang it round. Stayed in second for me then. Oh, it's windy, but it's alright because it's just dealing with it all. Yeah, so suspension I feel is adequate for the purpose of the bike. Although I am 9 stone, I'm not like Chopsy. I'm not a 20 stone fatty, as he calls himself. I'm not fat shaming. You know, so who knows how somebody a bit weightier would feel on this. This will be the test, this dip here. This dip is brutal. The dip is brutal. Oh, oh, yeah, didn't like that, and I didn't like that either. Purposely didn't slow down. Safe thing would have been slow down, but I wanted to test the suspension, and oh, yeah, that's where you can tell it's a little bit basic. But then again, it's what, £8,399 off memory, and 7.5 if you choose to go for a non-DCT. Interesting stuff. Right, we've just stopped. Let's have a look at this frunk. So Honda have spec'd it, like I say, with that genuine accessory bag. Look at it. Yeah, so I've just pulled up here, and let's just have a look at the NC750X DCT. So as you can see, you've got that functional, it's not, you know, very dynamic to the eye, but it's a good engine. It's tried and tested by Honda. We've got fighting red paint scheme, and I absolutely love what Honda have done with the colour options this year. So we've got fighting red, which is what you see there. We've got a khaki green, which is so up my street. I love green. There's a pretty white one, and then I think the last colour is black. But yeah, I really like the detail, the stitching, how it says Honda. You know, a nice attention to detail. 6-year service activated warranty now with Honda, which I think is pretty good. You know, they're finally doing what Suzuki do. Suzuki have a 7-year one, but 6 is still pretty good. You know, the twin discs at the front, and they do work super well. You know, the forks, just conventional forks. No adjustability, as you can see. Showa dual bending valve. Oh. But yeah, we don't have cruise control on this. I suppose that's, you know, one of the things, in my opinion, stopping it from being like a proper tourer. But it's got the legs for it, I think. I think it's got the legs for it. Anyway, let's go back to the studio and talk about the pros and the cons. Well, everybody, I'm back, and I'm wondering what you guys make of the NC750X DCT. I definitely feel like the DCT has progressed from the older model NC750 that I rode in the Canary Islands. Obviously, of course, you know, sometimes it will shift mid-bend, but I don't think it's ever going to replace a human's brain when it comes to shifting. And because you do have the manual shifters, you just have to think a little bit about, oh, I'm going into this bend, it might change me, maybe I'll just manually drop a bit lower earlier. You do have the power to do that. So I did mention in the intro about the accessible seat height, 802mm. So I'm going to show you what that looks like for me to sit on it. Now, I am a 5'4" individual, or 162 centimetres, and my inside leg measurement, which is arguably the most important measurement in this situation, is 29 inches or 73.66 centimetres. And this is what it's like for me to sit on this bike. And definitely when I have a bum scotched over, it's a bit of a bent leg if I want. But yeah, if we're both feet down, I can get the balls of my feet down with my heels just hovering a little bit off the ground. But yeah, great reach and great accessibility for shorter riders. With that being said, I'm going to pop my pros and cons on the screen now. Feel free to give them a peruse. Let me know if you agree or disagree with those in the comments below. And if you just want to dig a bit deeper on any of those points, again, just tell me and I'll try and elaborate in the comments. Well everybody, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed filming it. It surprised me. Having a nice little ride out on the NC. It is just, you know, a 58 brake horsepower plodder that you can still have fun on, and I've really enjoyed riding it. Alright guys and girls, until the next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye!